Hey there, guys. We're going to be going back to the old Chamber of Arms for the newly added Sheratan EX fight for the upgraded Holy Wand. The missions are deal fire damage, 20 turns or less, and no KOs. Now, unfortunately, they have changed the Chamber of Arms to all, even the originals, to be regular old 5-man plus a friend fights. They are no longer 10-mans, which feels unfortunate. But, I guess it was too confusing or something. Who knows? But this fight is very, very easy, so we're going to try to speed clear it. So Cecil is going to cover in Shelga and wholly imbue the party on turn 1. We will break with Hawkeye and LB with Fina. That's going to put up all the holy support and all that. Then we're going to use LB of both the Squalls, and we will use Knights of Grandshelt to cap as well. So Knights of Grandshelt will put up Holy in peril and Greatsword in peril, while these Squalls change for him, etc. There we go, decent chunk of damage on turn 1. Now the AI of the fight is the exact same as the original, it just has higher stats, so pretty simple overall. Cecil will go to the base form and use his LB. That's going to put up the Greatsword in peril. A bigger Greatsword in peril than Knights of Grandshelt. We'll do Human Killer with Fina, Holy Imbue with Fina, and then doesn't really matter what else you cast, literally anything. We're going to use Hawkeye to triple Absolute Mirror of Equity. The Friend Squall will also triple Absolute Mirror of Equity because he's not going to burst next turn. My Squall is, though, so he's going to use all his setup for his big 150 amplified burst next turn. Knights of Grandshelt are going to also chain because they are not going to burst next turn either. So we'll go ahead and chain this up and deal a little bit of damage this turn. Okay. And yeah, so the AI of the fight is the same. Stats are just higher, but as you can see, the fight is still a super joke. It's nowhere near as hard as Evil Princess Byaku. So we're going to go ahead and push the first phase on this turn. So we're going to use the SLB of Fina, and we're going to use this Squall to burst hard next turn. So they're going to go ahead and just fill their LB and all that and do a 150 amplify. Now, Cecil is going to triple Absolute Mirror of Equity. We will triple Absolute Mirror of Equity with Hawkeye. My Squall will do his LB, which has been fully powered up at this point, with the Amplify and all. And Knights of Grandshelt will 150 Amplify. And then, which of these is a higher modifier? 200x? 300x. This one is. So we'll go ahead and use him to chain a little bit. I did this right? Amp, and then double Absolute. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and push the first phase. Here we go. And there we go. Now we're in phase 2. So the boss will summon the fruits, do some threshold attacks. It's going to be single target, physical on Hawkeye. He's evading. Some statuses, we're immune. And then some magic, which Cecil covers. No big deal. Now, because it's turn 4, our crowned Hawkeye will automatically defense break everything by 89%. So there you go. Now, my Squall is going to go to the base form, which is wearing fill rate. Hawkeye will go to the base form and AoE chain fire to both deal fire damage for the mission and get some crystal drops from my Squall. All he needs is like 1 or 2, and that's enough, because Cecil will Omni cover, which fills the rest of the way. So now we're good to go ahead and burst. So we're going to use the shifted LB of the Friend, who is 150 amplified. No, my Squall is not anymore. He's just 45 amped by Fina. But Knights of Grandshelt and the Friend are both 150 amped. And we'll just use Fina to, it's the wrong chain family, but we'll just Bolting Strike because it won't break the chain. So we'll just Bolting Strike a little bit with Fina to build the chain quicker, because why not? So we're going to go ahead and click Fina and then do everyone else, and this should finish the boss. I guess it depends on variance and all that, but let's give it a go. And boom, there it is, handled. Now, when we see the damage breakdown, The friend is going to look exceptionally high because he was AoE chaining with a 150 amp, whereas mine was not. So keep that in mind. Mine used the amp during the single target phase. So we're gonna look at the breakdown, but it's gonna look really lopsided. And there's an all mission clear on the relatively simple fight. And friend, how in the bloody hell, even though he was AoE, oh, because I did a double LB in phase 1, he did not. That's true, and the fruits weren't imperiled. Okay, so mine did carry. How you like that? How you like that? Anyway, so there's an all mission clear in 4 turns on the EX stage of Sheratan, and for doing that, we got 50 more shards for the unit Sheratan. So I'll go claim that real quick. So she is almost EX3 for me, which is kind of cool. And I'll show you the team's gear in just a second. For that party that we just did. And boom. So the only mission I have remaining is clear Evil Princess Byaku with a Season 4 only party. That's not happening until Power Creep. Yeah, I went back to Byaku. I killed her with Sheratan on the party. I killed her with a full Brave Exvius team using the turn 5 thing, and that was all fine. The 12 turn clear with the, I showed the video for that. But Season 4 units, yeah, I don't know. And that is the only thing standing between me and EX3 Sheratan, because she is now not in the party anymore. She's now 50 shards away from EX3. Anyway, here's the party we did for the upgraded Holy Wand. So Fina, really gear, honestly irrelevant. They takes no damage. So literally could be naked. It doesn't matter. We're not using the Bahamut field because the with 150 amps, the Cecil field is better. Knights of Grandsheld, starting in the base form, Titus STMR. Shift form is maxed out human and plant killer, maxed LB damage, 14,000 attack power. There's the setup we've got. Chain cap up from Titus card. My Squall in the base form, 1,000 fill rate. That's it. Shift form, 15,000 attack power. Omni killer across the board. Maxed LB damage. Maxed everything. He has literally Omni killer to everything and 15,000 attack power with a leader skill. Cecil, base form, shift form, honestly mostly irrelevant. The boss dealt like 300 damage, so irrelevant. But 11,000 spirit, 500. There you go. Hawkeye is our passive provoker with evasion, status immunity. Other than that, whatever. Honestly, doesn't really matter. And the friend was geared similar to my Squall. If you can't do it in 4 turns, just go longer. It doesn't matter. Keep up magic cover with Cecil. Keep up evasion with status immunity on your Hawkeye or whoever you're using. It's fine. And for doing that, we get ourselves a upgraded Holy Wand, which will now give flat stats to the Sheratan unit. It's now a 2-hander that gives a bunch of stats to, you get the idea. Anyway, okay, that was my 4-turn clear. See you in a bit.